Hello viewers, 4DIYers here with another video for everyone. In this particular video here, I'll be showing you how to upgrade the factory headlights in your 3rd generation Dodge Ram using these custom headlights from Nilight. A link to these will be included in the video description to Amazon. I will also be doing a review on these lights in the upcoming weeks. My headlights are faded. I did polish them in the past using the wet sanding with polishing compound method. However, that's not a permanent fix. I'm also not a huge fan of the chrome, so something which cuts back on this is an ideal upgrade for me. Here you can see we have the new replacements. These still maintain the chrome reflector, which is needed, however the surrounding area is a satin black. With my truck being a 2006, it was the only year available with the bottom orange light. Therefore the new lights will give the impression that the truck is slightly newer. First is opening the hood. This is needed to access the fasteners behind the grille. The headlight replacement procedure is fairly straightforward. Remove the two 10mm bolts using a 3/8 drive ratchet with a 3-inch extension. On the inside of the fender will be a rubber cap that needs to be removed. I'll show an additional angle in a moment. Behind that is a 10mm nut. A 3-inch extension can be used, however a 6-inch extension does make it a little easier. Using a nylon trim tool, gently pry out the headlight from the side of the fender to disconnect it. Then twist out the headlight bulb, the signal light bulb, and the parking light bulb. These simply turn, then pull straight out. We will be reusing the old bulbs, so don't touch the lens as this can shorten the life expectancy of the bulb. The bottom parking light will need to be capped off so it's not affected by any moisture. Removing the bulb won't cause any errors on the dash. I may be saving this socket for a future project, so be sure to stay tuned for that. The connector was cleaned and then electrical tape was applied on the outside to protect it from any moisture or dirt. After that, the connector is then cable tied off in the background so it doesn't interfere with anything. First was installing the headlight bulb with the connector. This simply pushes into place and then rotate to lock it in. I tried to reuse the old signal light bulb socket, however I did find it doesn't lock in as well. Therefore, I was using the new supplied socket instead. 2 tangs need to be depressed on the electrical connector to disconnect it from the socket, then pull it straight off. Install the bulb into the new socket. Twist it into place and then reconnect the electrical connector. The new lights come supplied with the new clips in the top corners. If yours are in still good condition, these can be removed and then you can reuse the factory versions. The light is then pushed into place. Ensure all the slots line up and then clip it into place. Start the fasteners by hand. I tightened the nut on the inside of the fender well first. I did find the threaded stud is slightly longer, so a deep socket is required here. Once done, the rubber cap can be then reinstalled. Tighten the two 10mm bolts behind the grille side. Finally, the plastic protector can be removed. I left this in place to ensure the lens wouldn't get damaged during the installation. Now onto the passenger side for additional angles. Again is removing those two 10mm bolts. Inside the fender well you can see the rubber cap which needs to be removed. This simply pulls out. Then remove the 10mm nut in behind the headlight. Using a nylon trim tool, unclip the headlight from the fender side. Once out, disconnect the bulb sockets by rotating and then pulling them straight out of their location. Again the same as the other side, clean the socket for the bottom parking light, then wrap it in electrical tape to keep out any moisture and debris. It's then tied off behind the headlight so it doesn't interfere with anything. The signal socket is then disconnected from the electrical connector. The bulb is then swapped over to the new socket and then the connector is plugged back in. With the new headlight, the bulbs are then installed into the location. The headlight is then pushed into place and snapped into the rear corner. Inside the fender well, that 10mm nut is then installed. Install the rubber plug. Both bolts are then installed and tightened behind the grille. Finally, removing the plastic protector. With the new headlights, it's required to aim them properly according to your vehicle. Without doing this, you can have staggered beams which can cause visibility issues. You'll need to find a level surface with a wall where you're able to park the vehicle 25 feet away in order to get a proper reference point for the beams. You can drive the vehicle up against the wall to take a reference point of where the beam is. The door I'm using for a reference does have lines. An additional aid can be using tape to reference the top of the beam. Now the vehicle is then reversed back 25 feet from the wall. The 25-foot mark is then taken from the headlight. The vehicle needs to be perpendicular to the wall. Turn off your fog lights. Now the headlights can be adjusted. As you can see, I can move the adjustment screw and the beam pattern does move. The top of the brightest portion of the light needs to be aligned with the same level of the light bulb within the headlight assembly. Here's another view adjusting that light. As you can see, I am required to pull back a rubber gasket to expose a small hole where the phillips screwdriver is used to adjust the headlight. There is only one adjustment on these headlights. It is only able to go up and down, clockwise to go up and counterclockwise to go down. I typically like to go back to the wall and take a visual view as well. Here I am able to see the headlights are aimed correctly as well. I am looking for the headlights to have the same intensity on each side. As an example, when that headlight is out of adjustment while the other is still in a proper position. As you can see, the driver's side does have a high intensity while the passenger side is being lowered, the intensity drops off. Once done, you can then check the high beam patterns. There is no adjustment for the high beams. The low beam and high beam assembly are all in one. Finally, you can take your vehicle out for a drive to enjoy your new headlights. New videos released every week on my channel. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, it's a huge help to me, and leave a comment below if you found this tutorial helpful. And if you're not a subscriber, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.